Hi, I'm Anya Hines and I'd like to show you guys my frogs and talk a little bit about them. This guy right here is Carl, and this is my other frog, Beans. Frogs come in all different shapes and sizes, and the differences between these two frogs is a good example of that. Even though they're both frogs, they have many differences. The differences between frogs can range from anything from color to how sticky they are, to if they secrete poison or not, where they live, what they eat. One of the main ways to classify different types of frogs is if they're arboreal or not, which means if they're tree dwellers. Carl is an Australian tree frog, so he is sticky. He is arboreal because in the wild he would live in trees. Well, on the other hand, Beans is not arboreal. She's a Madagascar, Beans, or a tomato frog, and they live on the ground in the soil. She is not sticky, so if I were to turn my hand, she would just fall off. She wouldn't be able to stick. Well, Carl can hang upside down just fine. A similarity between these two species of frogs are their eyes. Both of them have eyes that shrink and grow depending on the light. So when it's darker, their eyes can grow wider so they can see and hunt better. And during the day, when it's brighter, their eyes can become slits, letting in less sunlight so they can focus more on things close to them. Even though it's not very scientific, frogs definitely have different personalities. Beans is more stubborn and lazy. She doesn't do much at all, while Carl, on the other hand, is taking every opportunity he can to explore. He loves to watch YouTube videos of bugs crawling on the screen, while Beans here is just chubby and lazy, and she doesn't really do much at all. Another interesting fact about the tomato frog that Beans demonstrated is that when they feel uncomfortable, they secrete poison from their backs, which is very sticky. And so now I have a bunch of dirt stuck to my hand because she decided she was going to poison me, so I'm gonna go wash my hands. Even if the frog you're handling isn't poisonous, it's very important to wash your hands before and after handling them, because frogs and many other reptiles can carry diseases like salmonella, but things like warts, which people, oh, there he goes. It's a common misbelief that holding toads and frogs will give you warts, but that's not true. But the worst thing you can get is probably salmonella, and so to prevent that, after holding them, do not eat with your hands or rub your eyes. Wash them afterwards. It's important to wash your hands before you hold them because the oils, the natural oils we secrete on our hands, can be harmful to frogs, and they drink through their skin, so anything they're touching they can absorb, which can be potentially dangerous if your hands are not clean and they absorb some bad germs and oils from your hands. To me, one of the most interesting parts about keeping frogs is their diet, which is varied greatly. Most frogs are opportunistic feeders, meaning they'll eat anything that comes across them that can fit in their mouth, and that can include your finger sometimes. Both of my frogs, Beans and Carl's, have a very large variety of things that they eat, mostly crickets and isopods, things like small cockroaches, earthworms, superworms, mealworms, sometimes even baby mice as a treat. A video of Carl eating an earthworm where you can see him using his sticky hands to pull the worm into his mouth easier. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you learned something new about frogs.